Urgent Birds fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Birds news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Eagles, Dan Quinn inching closer to trade that would demoralize Cowboys. The primary objective for the Dallas Cowboys this offseason should be closing the gap on the Philadelphia Eagles and Washington Commanders. Much to the dismay of Cowboys fans, the Eagles and Commanders met in the NFC Championship game, with the former going on to dismantle the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. It's a deserved ring for Philly, though Dan Quinn deserves immense credit for helping to end Washington's NFC title game drought. Hitting on Jaden Daniels with the number 2 pick played a vital role in the Commanders' turnaround, as did new ownership greenlighting a historic spending spree last offseason. Quinn's team has been just as busy after falling short against the Eagles. They've traded for left tackle Laramie Tunsil in a shocking deal with the Texans, and acquired another weapon for Daniels in the form of longtime 49ers star Deebo Samuel. It's the aggression you'd like to see Dallas adopt, but Quinn and co-sub might not be done making blockbuster deals. Commanders are primed to trade for disgruntled Bengals DE Trey Hendrickson. Bengals pass rusher Trey Hendrickson, who led the NFL with 5 sacks last season, is due for a contract extension, but the team has not made a concerted effort to get a deal done. Hendrickson appeared on the Pat McAfee show last week and aired his grievances, saying the process and lack of communication from Cincinnati have been frustrating. This comes after the Bengals confoundingly prioritized extensions for receivers Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, while insider Ian Rappaport noted on Tuesday that the Bengals want to pay Hendrickson. Further alienating the star defender only increases the likelihood of a trade. Should tensions reach a boiling point, you have to think Quinn and the Commanders will have an offer ready. Read more. Jerry Jones delivers Cowboys mascot the news fans have been clamoring for. Washington is clearly in winnow mode while Daniels is on his rookie contract. They only have 5 draft picks this year after all of their wheeling and dealing. However, their second-round choice, number 61 overall, and a potential day 3 pick may pique the Bengals' interest. Quinn's roster is in great shape, but edge is a glaring weakness. The Commanders showed interest in Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, and DeMarcus Lawrence, but they all signed elsewhere. They don't have a single defensive lineman that posted more than 5 sacks in 2024. Only Dante Fowler crossed that threshold, and he signed with the Cowboys in free agency. Hendrickson would set Washington's roster over the top, and there have been no reports to suggest he and the Bengals are close to finding common ground. Hendrickson finding his way to the Commanders would be a brutal turn of events for Dallas amid another sluggish offseason. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Eagles Nation news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Two-time Pro Bowler really wants to reunite with Eagles Vic Fangio. This two-time Pro Bowler wants to reunite with Vic Fangio on the Eagles. When the Philadelphia Eagles traded C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Houston Texans for Kenyon Green and a pick swap, it left the Birds with a major need at one of their safety spots. Now sure, on paper, the team has a third-round pick in Sidney Brown, who looked encouraging as a rookie before going down with an ACL tear, and they could very well leave the 2025 NFL Draft with a top-tier talent like Malachi Starks, who makes any concerns moot. But how does Vic Fangio feel about that solution? Is he cool with the Eagles' depth, or will they need to further fortify the position with a veteran player? Well, if the Eagles do decide they want to take things in that direction, they have a perfect player already lining up to earn a shot at the role, with Justin Simmons using some time on Up Adams to effectively pitch himself for a spot on the team opposite Reed Blankenship. There was a lot of new in Atlanta. There was a new system. There was a new way to do it. Going to Philly with Vic, you know exactly what you're getting out of me. And I know exactly what I'm getting out of them because I've been in the system, Simmons said via NFL. Calm. I still have a ways to go to mastering it, but there are some things and nuances that I know Vic likes, that I know that defensive backs coach Christian Parker likes, and I think I could really help in that area. Obviously, then moving on from CJ and what he's poured into that city, there is big shoes to fill. But I love what they have going with Reed Blankenship and the rest of the supporting cast there. So I don't know, it's interesting. I'm excited to see what happens. Would Simmons make the Eagles better? Yes, he went to 2 Pro Bowls under Fangio, and after a middle-of-the-road season in Atlanta, he likely won't cost an arm and a leg to sign for the forthcoming season. While the Eagles don't have the best track record with one-year, veteran stopgap safeties, who knows, maybe Simmons' familiarity with Fangio's system could supercharge Philadelphia's defense as they attempt to defend their Super Bowl championship. Philadelphia Eagles could stick to playbook with sleeper NFL draft pick. The Philadelphia Eagles philosophically have committed to winning along both lines of scrimmage over the past half-decade. Whether that is on the back of a relentless pass rush that sacked Patrick Mahomes 6 times in the Super Bowl, or continuously investing in offensive and defensive linemen across multiple rounds of the NFL draft, across multiple seasons, winning up front is a core philosophy of general manager Howie Roseman. That tried-and-true playbook could be the Eagles' guide in the upcoming 2025 NFL Draft. Philadelphia Eagles Ideal Day 3 NFL Draft prospect revealed Pro Football Focus. Mason Cameron put together a list of each team's Ideal Day 3 target, including the Eagles emerging from Saturday of the draft with Oregon offensive tackle Anjani Cornelius in tow. Cornelius issues in pass protection 5. 5 pressure rate at tackle will likely lead to his switch to guard, Cameron writes for PFF. However, the Eagles understand that the assignment up front is finding the best 5 players, regardless of where. Their experience lies. Cornelius excels as a puller, having produced the second highest PFF grade on such plays, 82. 7 in the class. That skill set would be an asset in Philadelphia's offense, which logged the most counter runs in the NFL last season. The Eagles are no strangers to taking on reclamation projects, especially given Mekhi Becton's success in 2024, in large part to offensive line coach Jeff Stoutland's prowess as one of the premier assistant coaches in the sport, which could lead Philadelphia to think they can get the best out of Cornelius. Meanwhile, given the long-term uncertainty about Lane Johnson's future beyond 2025, Cornelius could spend a season developing on the bench before being pressed into action in 2026 and beyond. Philadelphia Eagles showing interest in major defensive upgrade. The Philadelphia Eagles have focused heavily on the defensive side of the football in recent years. When it comes to the NFL draft, Howie Roseman has completely rebuilt his defense. With young talent, why would the same process not apply to the upcoming 2025 NFL draft? Could the Eagles continue adding defensive playmakers to their roster? Right now, Philadelphia holds the number 32 overall pick in the first round. With that pick, there are a few intriguing players who the Eagles have shown interest in. One of them happens to be a big-time defensive lineman from the defending champion Ohio State Buckeyes. According to a report from NFL insider Jordan Schultz of Fox Sports, Philadelphia is one of the teams who have registered interest in Ohio State star defensive tackle Tyleik Williams. Williams is projected to be a late first or second round pick. Snagging him at number 32 is a more than reasonable goal for the Eagles. During the 2024 college football season with the Buckeyes, Williams was one of the key pieces that contributed to winning a championship. At 6'3" and nearly 330 pounds, he is a physical presence on the line, and he combines elite athleticism for his position with his size. He racked up 46 tackles, 2 5 sacks, and a defended pass in 2024. Throughout his 4-year career at Ohio State, he totaled 11 5 sacks. Not only can Williams get after the quarterback at a solid rate for the defensive tackle position, he's a top-tier run stopper as well. No player is a sure thing in the draft. However, with Williams, Philadelphia would be landing a big body who would fit into Vic Fangio's defensive system and a player who has a track record of making an impact in a high-profile college program. Eagles great Brandon Graham leaves door open for NFL return after March retirement. The Philadelphia lifer might not be done just yet. Defensive end. Brandon Graham gave the Philadelphia Eagles 15 years of services and was handsomely rewarded with a Super Bowl championship in his final season. Or so fans thought. On Wednesday, Graham seemed to imply to host Kay Adams of Up Adams that he was leaving the door open a crack for a comeback. "I'm 90 retired," Graham told a chuckling Adams. "I'm 90, Graham ostensibly retired from the Eagles on March 18th, walking away from a solid career that saw him win 2 titles and make a Pro Bowl in 2020. The 10 is how much I want to continue training. The way I'm training," Graham said. "Training to train for a game is different, but I haven't really changed that yet. I just want to go out there and speed it up to where I look good and make sure that I'm staying fit." Graham, who retore his triceps during Philadelphia's 4022 win over the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl likes, notably spoke about his retirement. In the future tense, despite having announced his exit from the game, I'm making sure that when I do retire, I'm staying in the habit of that. A lot of guys tell me that when you leave, you gotta make sure you stay in the habit of working out, Graham said. And now, Birds fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion? On this, drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Birds. I'll be back any moment with more Eagles Nation news. Fly, Eagles, fly.